Hello everybody, how are you? My name is Chef Rob. Today we're going to make Greek pork chops, boneless, and we're going to make it with tomatoes, potatoes, and feta cheese. And then we're going to make a little sauce to go along with it, and it has a lot of flavors going through it. So the first thing I wanted to do is preheat my oven to 475. Yes, 475, because I want to get these Yukon Gold potatoes really golden brown, really crisp. It will take about 25 minutes. We're going to cut them into 1-inch pieces. Okay, so the Yukon Gold's almost like nature's butter inside the potatoes. We're going to cut them into, like I said, the 1-inch pieces. So I'm going to cut these in half, lay it flat down, turn it over just like this, and then just like kind of cube it, just like that. And up to a pound, so the size like this, you may need about maybe 4 or 5 of these potatoes. Okay, this is going to be to go along with 2 boneless pork chops. Pork does not have a lot of flavor to it, so it needs a lot of help along the way. So that's why you make a little tasty sides, or you kind of give it a rub, or you marinate it. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go about doing this. Now, what you want to do with the potatoes is scrub them really good. And if you see any bad spots on there, I just caught one right here. Just want to get that right off of there. Cut another potato. Now that our potatoes are done, we have them on this pan here. I put a little aluminum foil and just a little spray on here because at such a hot temperature, I don't want to clean the pan later. So it makes it nice and easy. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil onto these potatoes. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of kosher salt, so just give it a nice sprinkling, just like that. And then just a few grinds of the fresh ground black pepper. Now when you're roasting these potatoes, well, you're going to toss these around really good. Make sure they get coated really well with the seasoning. But you do want to make sure that they are nice and spread out. Okay, just like that. Halfway through, we're going to take a spatula and we're just going to kind of toss them a little bit. Okay, have them on the pan. They're sprayed. You want them spread out really nicely like this. They're going to go in a 475 oven for about 25 minutes. We're going to toss them a little bit halfway through. Keep an eye on them because 475 is a very high temperature. Keep them towards the middle of the rack. Okay, and we will start our pork. We will start preparing that. Okay, I have 2 boneless pork chops about 3/4 of an inch thick. I want to just show you a little something about the pork. If you could see, there are some white lines going right through the pork. That is very important. That is where your best taste is going to be. If it is just pure meat and there's no marbling in there, leave it at the store because it is going to be a very tough, dry piece of pork, steak, whatever it may be. Okay, you need the marbling in there. Okay, so we're going to just take a little bit of kosher salt, just kind of season this up. A little bit of fresh ground black pepper, and then a little sprinkling of oregano. Okay, these are about 3/4 inch thick. And now I'm going to turn on my burner. I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Like that. I want to cook this on a medium-high heat, and we're going to cook it about 2 to 3 minutes each side. Okay. So while this is heating up, I have my pork all ready. We're going to prepare the tomatoes. I need 1.5 cups of cherry tomatoes. So let's start having these tomatoes. The grape tomatoes, the cherry tomatoes, either one would be fine. These little grape tomatoes like this, these are like the little plum tomatoes. That's what they are. If you want to use the colored ones would be perfect. I have some like this. It makes it look really pretty. So I have some black ones, some yellow ones, little lighter ones here, a little green and red through them. Just makes it really colorful. Definitely want to get some of these yellows in here. Okay, and then we have our tomatoes all prepped and right to the side. Okay, I feel the olive oil getting nice and hot, so we are going to get ready to put our pork in and start searing that. Medium-high heat, 2 to 3 minutes each side. You always want to let the pork rest for a few minutes before you serve it. That looks like it is good. Okay, I'm going to leave this right here. We're going to get our pork in the grill, or the pan I should say. Like that. Turn that over. So I have my seasoning on the bottom. Just going to take just a little bit more kosher salt, a little more oregano. Put a little sprinkling on here. And a twist of the black pepper. So we're just going to take a couple slices of garlic, fresh garlic of course, and just kind of slice it just like that. You can add that right in with the tomatoes. 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. These are small ones, so I'm going a little more. Just kind of open it up just like that. And then we're just going to put in about a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano in here, and we're going to leave this to the side. Now I can tell this is about 2.5 minutes. I want to see that it's got a nice sear on it. That is exactly how you would like to have it. Just be careful because it will splatter a little bit. So we're going to let this go for 2 to 3 minutes now. And we have our potatoes in the oven. We have our tomatoes all prepped. I'm just going to get ready for the finish, and that is going to be with some fresh dill. So I am just going to chop up some beautiful fresh dill. Just going to fold this over, give this a nice chop just like this. And that goes on at the end. And you could put this pork on a big platter with the potatoes all around it, or you can make individual plates for 2 people. Okay, I'm going to leave this dill right to the side. We're going to use some Kalamata olives in this. Kalamata olives, they have a lot of salt in it. They have a lot of flavor though. They are not for everybody. So if you don't like the Kalamata olives, you can always use the regular black olives, but if you do, try to use these. Flavor. And then we're going to finish it off with some feta cheese. We're about 12 minutes in. I just want to give these a good toss, just like this. They're getting nice and golden brown. Yukon Gold, the best. Okay, about 6 minutes in total. Look at the nice sear on this. Take this and just put it to the side, just like that. And then we are going to add in a 1/4 cup of dry white wine or dry vermouth. I use the vermouth. Okay, it's very good in here. And then we're going to make our sauce. So first thing we want to do with this, it's going to start sizzling, so be careful of yourself. Put it towards the back. And we just want to get where those tomatoes just start bursting. Okay, you're going to cook it on like a medium heat. That's good enough. And just about 2 minutes and they'll start to really soften. And then we add in our vermouth. We are going to use some Kalamata olives, so I'm going to use about 12 Kalamata olives. You don't have to count, just a ballpark figure. Just kind of cut them. Give them a chop or cut them in half and they will be ready. Just make sure there are no pits in there. Like that. We're going to leave these Kalamata olives to the side. And give these tomatoes just a little shake. It's going to make for a really pretty plate. Okay. The pork if you want it medium, medium rare, however you would like it, okay? Use the thermometer, okay? It's really, really important. But really important to let it sit, let it rest, the juices stay sealed inside, okay? So these tomatoes are perfect, just like this. Let me add in a 1/4 cup white wine, and dry vermouth. Gonna let this cook for about 2 minutes. Look at how these tomatoes with the wine and the sauce, how it just makes a really nice glaze. Gonna put in about a 1/4 cup of water. And then we're just gonna kind of crush the tomatoes just a little. Just kind of break them up. And we're going to let this reduce for another minute or two. It gets a little slightly thickened. And then we're going to add in our Kalamata olives. A little bit of sugar. And if there's any juices left from the pork on the plate, put them right back in the pan here. Because that's all really good flavor. So when the sauce gets really nice and thick, just like this, this is when you're going to add in your Kalamata olives. Going to spread them around just like that. We're just going to put in about a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. A little bit of salt, a little sweetness really makes it really nice. And now I do have some juices from the pork, as you see right here. So I'm just going to pour them right in. And now we're going to go check on our our potatoes, see how they are doing. Just going to really reduce that down to really low. Look at these golden roasted potatoes, 25 minutes exact, 475. I'm going to take about a 1/3 cup of feta cheese and just put them right over the potatoes. And then I'm going to take a good sprinkling of fresh dill. Add the dill right in here. Okay. We're going to get all these flavors to kind of, since they're hot, they're going to kind of go right into the potatoes and give it really, really good flavor. Now let's take these roasted potatoes. We're going to put them on this big platter right here. Just like this. And then we're going to just kind of move these potatoes to the side of the plate. We're going to add the pork right in the middle. Just like that. Now let's just take our pork chops that are well rested. Go just like that right there. And now let's spoon this sauce over. Can't tell you how much flavor is in this sauce right here. Just spoon this right over the pork chops. If you have a little extra sauce, save it with a chicken breast the next night. It will go really, really well. You can always check it for a little salt and pepper if you need to put it on there. And just take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Just give it a quick drizzle over it. This gives it really nice richness to it. You want to hit this with just a little bit more feta cheese across here. This is a dinner, if you like all these flavors, that you have to make for your family. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope everybody stays well, and thank you as always. Bye-bye.